Oh, good. I had it on mute. Whew, I thought I messed up with some of the settings. All right. Uh, what's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? I am writing the Phantoms here. It is nice to see everyone here. Welcome, or anyone that is here. Welcome. We're back with another episode, and I'm back with streaming. I have not streamed in what, a week. We're on episode number 57. Gotta update that. Episode number 57 of the Lightning Round podcast. We're 3 episodes away for another milestone. That's number 60. But today we're back with some things that we have to really talk about. Usually I do this on Tuesday, but because of what has been going on throughout this past week with sports, with gaming and whatnot, I figured, you know what? Let's hurry up, get it all out the way. Let's talk about everything we want to talk about for today, and just focus on gaming after that. You know what I mean? I feel like at least with that, it would be the best situation. You know what I mean? Um, so there's that. So today we have a couple topics in hand. Uh, of course, we gotta talk about Capcom, particularly in how much I should, yeah, really mostly Capcom, but I should mostly mention this with Monster Hunter. But really we need to talk about this with Capcom because this isn't just Monster Hunter. It's affecting, although right now it's starting to affect it. But yeah, we're gonna talk about this whole situation with Capcom. Granted, this happened like weeks prior, but I think now we really need to start really having that discussion with what's going on with them. So we'll talk about them. We'll talk about Palworld, of course. Y'all remember having to talk about Palworld like I should say months ago or weeks or a year ago, even the last time I did a podcast talking about this game. So we're gonna discuss it again. We're gonna talk about those two, and of course we're gonna talk about the NFL playoffs, and of course the pain that's coming with the NFL playoffs. We gotta have that talk. We gotta address it. We gotta rip that band-aid off. But for right now, when it goes to sports, it's gonna stay on for a little more longer. But yeah, we're gonna talk about gaming first. And seeing as I'm not, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll go ahead and discuss it because apparently it's killing a lot of things right now, particularly with modding, and mostly with Monster Hunter, who I think is really gonna hurt the most with this situation. So first things first, what we need to discuss is Capcom and what they have been doing. The last time I talked about anything Capcom, I believe it was with a DRM situation with what they were doing. I don't know if that was the last time I talked about it with it, but if not, then this be the first. But I'll go ahead and repeat in case if I didn't say this initially. Capcom all of a sudden got a little bit upset, a little bit overreactive, and now what they're doing is they're releasing a DRM, a completely new DRM that has been completely scaring people away. The Enigma DRM, right? Enigma in whatever the fuck it is. So that was the last time I talked about it, and I talked about how much it was gonna potentially hurt not just PC gaming, but really, really hurt the modding community and hurt future Monster Hunter titles. So at the very least, as far as PC gaming is concerned, as far as everyone is concerned, we felt like if something like that is there, it's gonna really make it so it's like what the fuck is the point of having the PC with this game when you could just get it for console if you're gonna have this kind of a problem. Um, and all this started over a Street Fighter situation. Really, as far as I'm concerned, it really started over a Street Fighter situation because I personally think without the whole Street Fighter 6 problem, you don't have this situation. So, and I personally hate it because I hate it for that guy because I understand it was a mistake. I understand he had, he didn't take it off at the time, but I'm sure for him, he's looking at that situation and thinking to himself, yo, what the hell did I just do? Like, I feel like I messed up an entire community. And I know right now he's thinking that, he fucked it up for a lot of people. And to be honest with you, yeah, he's fucking it up right now for a lot of people. But at the same time, more often than not, this is a Capcom problem. And I'll repeat what I said in a voice chat or in this case in a DMs I was in with a couple people. And I said it bluntly like this, and y'all can go ahead and stop me and tell me I'm wrong. I personally think um, it wasn't because of the whole thing where it was a nude mod or anything like that. Oh, it's gonna hurt the kids. Oh, it's gonna scar the kids. I don't think that's what Capcom's worried about. The thing that made Capcom so overreactive and has fucked them up so much with this situation is the fact that it's their brand, it's their image, is why this hurts them. I don't think it has really much to do with the kids. I don't think it even has much to do with the mod in particular. It's more so to do with the fact that it was in that situation and this person had this kind of content on there with one of their own popular characters. In fact, I will argue and say their most popular fighting game character. I understand people will say it's Ryu, but um, honestly, you'd be fighting between Ryu and Chun Li. It's the fact that it happened with one of their own popular characters is why they're taking this step a step too far. So more so with that, it has more so to do with their image. Because let's be honest, they don't care about your kids. They care about that bread at the end of the day that they're gonna get out of you one way or another. And I hate saying this, but we gotta keep it 100 here. I hate saying this, but regardless of what happens with this whole DRM thing, regardless of our reviews, people are still going to buy their games. Whether we buy them, whether we don't. But I personally think if you really want to hit Capcom in their pockets, honestly, you don't buy their games because what they're doing is really anti-consumer type shit, which is crazy to say for a company that built up all that good faith by putting these games out on PC, particularly Monster Hunter, by putting these games out on PC. And everyone just having a time of their life, having the joy of their life. To go from that to now this, it's crazy to me. So this Enigma mod replaced the Dolo uh the Novo mod, Dolo Novo mod that we are so used to Capcom having up, or so used to any other company for that matter that runs DRMs. We're used to having them up. And then of course, PC gamers would do what they do best and find a workaround, especially ones that have performance run better, and you know we have fun. We do what we can. We do what we want to do. So Capcom decided to take it upon himself just yesterday to finally add this DRM thing to one of their recent games, and that being Monster Hunter Rise. Now I'm gonna say this: what's going on with Monster Hunter, it's really a shame because they're only gonna be there. I feel like personally, besides Street Fighter, they're gonna be one game. This is gonna be the biggest series that's gonna get hit by this DRM shit because it's their best selling series like ever. Now, yes, World has mostly to do with that, but still, it's their best selling series, and they're gonna get smacked with this unless modders find a way otherwise to be like, you know what, this is how we find our workaround. Let's eat, let's work, and I hope they find that workaround really quick because we have no idea when Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out, and whenever that comes out, hopefully we'll find something then. But Monster Hunter's getting hit the hardest, and it's starting right now, relatively quick. Let me go ahead and pull it up real fast. I should have it up here somewhere. I just had it up not too long ago. And if I don't find it from there, then I'll just find it. Here you go. I found this right here. Let me pull up my. There you go. So this is what's going on. Now, since this tweet, it has been fixed. It just recently got fixed where Monster Hunter Rise could not run on the Steam Deck since they implemented this new DRM. The bigger problem is not just the DRM being implemented, but whatever mods you had back then are completely gone, done, cooked. And if I was anyone playing any Capcom games right now, A, do not uninstall your Capcom games, whatever you do, if you have them on Steam, if you bought them legit. Do not uninstall them. B, do not update them. Now, if you need help on how to not update them, particularly through Steam, all you have to do, and hopefully I pray it did not update by the time I'm telling you this. Hopefully you'll find it before I tell you, way before I told you. But basically, what you do is you right click on any Capcom game because you know it's gonna hit them. I'll take for instance Monster Hunter World because I was too late on Rise. You go to properties, you go to updates, and you go to automatic updates, and you click on it, and you should be able to see something that says only update this game when I launch it. Hopefully from there it won't update. Now that's something I looked up from Steam, and that's really just about it. That's all I could really find for how to really stop this update from hitting you. Um, Other than that, there's no true, really true way of turning it off. Fuyu, how you doing? You said Windows 10 version of Rise also had that update today. You can choose. You can choose to update only when launched in the Windows 10 version too. Yeah, good. Well, hopefully by that point it just won't update it. But from how it look, it ain't looking too good. So I can say this right now. Whatever mods you saw me have the last time I played Monster Hunter Rise on the PC, whatever clips you see of it, they're gone. The Raiden May mod skins I had, gone. The Kiana mods, the Herrscher of Thunder, Herrscher of Flame Shion mods I had, gone. Just gone. Until the community says otherwise. And really, it's a shame now. And it's a shame. It's more so a shame because the only thing we have left to relegate ourselves to, which is really what we're going to have to do until Capcom says otherwise, is we're going to have to pirate this game to get our mods back. That's the only other option we have left. And people, here we go again. We're gonna have to say this, and it's a shame because we already say this with Ubisoft games. But if we have to start saying this for Capcom games, so be it. They're no different. Um. So yeah, to put it like this, pirating games is morally correct. I don't care. EA games can get pirated, Capcom games can get pirated, Ubisoft games can get pirated. Who else that's shady as all hell that can get pirated? I mean, who else does this anti-consumer shit that wants to get pirated next? I mean, you're basically proving the point. Whenever someone tries to sit up there, whenever company tries to sit, yeah, Sega too. Whenever company tries to sit up there and say, "Oh, we want to stop pirating, we want to do this, we want to do that," and then you fuck around and you pull some bullshit like this, and you think it is absolutely acceptable to do it, when all you're doing at the end of the day is not only hurting your pockets, but you're proving people's point as to why they choose to not spend any money on your game, and they only want to spend money on games that sit up there and they want to earn, make it so, you know what? I worked for this 60, $70 game. I worked for it. You better work it back from me. You better make it just as much worth it. You know what I'm saying? If I spend $70 on you, I'm putting an investment on you. And if I give you this investment, you better not ruin this investment, no matter how long I have this game. And Sega too, yeah, we're gonna definitely talk about Sega. I almost forgot about Sega, honestly, but after you mentioning them, I can't just not sit up there and not mention Sega. After what's going on with them, and it's a shame because I'm not done their series yet. But yeah, I need to talk about it with them too. But I want to finish this up with my something real quick, and then after that, I'm gonna move right over to Sega. But my thing is, I see this coming. This situation with Capcom, it's gonna really, really, really hurt Wilds. Unless Wilds come out with some crazy shit, which I still don't think will be enough, it's gonna hurt this game. And I see it coming where Wilds is probably gonna be the lowest selling Monster Hunter throughout, you know, throughout its recency. And I'm saying in particularly throughout, like, it's probably gonna be the lowest selling Monster Hunter in a while. I don't know what was the lowest selling Monster Hunter period before Monster Hunter 4U, but it might be very low in sales. Not because of the gameplay, like, not because of how it looks graphically, not because of the monsters, not because of the weapons, not because of the online, but because of this one change that Capcom did that completely fucks over a lot of consumers, particularly on the PC end. The only way this will not hurt sales is if you're a console gamer. This will not hurt you because you don't care about, mods and shit like that. And B, if the game has crossplay. If Monster Hunter Wilds has crossplay, you already know that's gonna make up a ton of shit with this series. We have been asking for crossplay since World. When World came out, 2018, we're in 2024, still asking for crossplay in Monster Hunter. When we shouldn't be asking for crossplay in this game. That would be the only way that Capcom can even so much as make up their sales from having a situation like this. But we'll see. But this is all I know. Capcom, y'all make good games, but make no mistake, these anti-consumer practices better come to a screeching halt, and they better come to a screeching halt fast unless the community says otherwise. Because at the end of the day, this is not a good look. This is how you kill a player base. Like, quickly kill a player base. So yeah, I will say this again. If you guys can delay the updates as much as you possibly can, that means Devil May Cry 5, 4 on PC, 3 special edition, and you definitely need to make sure that shit ain't updated. Um, whatever Capcom games you bought on PC, whatever you fucking do, you better halt that update as best you can, cause this DRM is ruining so much content, and it's really a shame. Not only that, it's a malware kind of thing too, if I'm right. So it's actually hurting your computer. Thank you, Winter. Thank you for welcoming me back. We're just now talking about what's happening with Capcom. So yeah, we're right now talking about this with Capcom, where their new DRM system is hurting a lot of games, and it's hurting their player base. It's hurting the PC player base pretty damn bad. Thank you for the hydration, Fuyu. Much love. Mm. Yeah, what they did, Winter, was I'll explain quickly. What they did was they put out a new, I guess, security system, and their new security system effectively killed every mod. Yeah. If you know anybody that plays Monster Hunter on PC, let them know now. Any Capcom games, let them know now, because yeah, it effectively killed every mod that you would have up to this point. So for me, it effectively killed my Monster Hunter mods on Rise. Monster Hunter Rise, it effectively killed all of them. They're done. So whatever mods you see me have on clips, you won't see me have them again the next time I boot up the game, unless the community says otherwise, or unless they roll back and they say screw it, we'll go back to our old thing. Uh, Fluffy mods, the mod loader mods are unaffected. Yeah, okay, cool. So my Rod and May mods might still be unaffected, but here's the deal. I have a lot of mods from Vortex that are there that are probably mod loaders. It's still gonna kill it. It is only the reframework mods that'll only get it. This only applies to mods. Yes, Winter. This only applies to mods, and the only reason why I say this only applies to mods is because of the fact that what happened with Street Fighter 6. That's what really sparked this whole thing, is with Street Fighter 6. When someone was having a tournament, someone had a new Chun-Li mod, and of course, seeing as that's in public and that involves one of Capcom's favorite characters, that made them go overboard. So they decided to do this little thing where every mod you possibly have, or at least most of the mods you have that they can hit, they will update their VRM, and there you go. It's a wrap for you. So yeah, it's hurting. Um, as you can see, when the update came out, I'm gonna stop playing this. But yeah, when the update came out, it made it so that Steam decks were not being played because of this. They made it so Steam decks were not being played. Now, just as I'm streaming this, they finally fixed it. So you can play Monster Hunter Rise on the Steam Deck again if you wish. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, until I see otherwise, I see no reason to reinstall Monster Hunter Rise on the PC until the community says otherwise. Until we find a workaround with all of the mods I once had on here. They can't do the multi what? They can't do multi what? Can't join lobbies? You can't join lobbies. Is this because of the DRM you can't join lobbies now? By the way, also from what I'm hearing, which doesn't make it any better, is if you do somehow have mods up, Capcom is out here putting bans on people just for so much as having mods up. Now, granted, this was before the DRM became active, but who's to say they're still not doing it? So it's like the fear of so much of having your Twitch channel terminated because you even have so much as a cosmetic mod up there, so much as a quality of life mod up there. They're gonna get rid of your shit. So if I have a mod that has the Monster Hunter Stories theme that plays whenever I ride a monster, they're gonna catch on to that and be like, you know what, ban them. That's how dumb, that's how stupid this situation has become. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It is very impulsive. Like, someone was playing, but then they couldn't connect to online and connect the lobbies. So, yeah, from what we're seeing, if I'm Capcom, I would just, I don't know, revert it back to what it once was. I don't know. I mean, that don't seem that hard. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, as far as I know right now, I lost all my Monster Hunter Rise mods. Now my Worlds mods, they're safe for now. For now, they are safe. They're safe. My world mods are safe. But I'll say this, do not be shocked that if the only time I get on World, it's probably just to fight Alatreon. But do not be shocked if most of my time, if I do ever play Monster Hunter again, which I probably will at some point, I'm probably just gonna dedicate it to playing Generations Ultimate and that be it. Generations Ultimate and 4 Ultimate. Because yeah, what Capcom is doing here is very anti-consumer. It's some anti-consumer shit. And you already know we can't stand for it. But here's the deal though. They're not the only one that we're gonna be having that discussion about. You wanna see some anti-consumer shit? You wanna see some greedy shit? Yakuza! Sega! Sega, 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 Sega. You won't be down with the Switch version when I play? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. Look, and here's crazy how you say that, Winter. You say it's the Switch version. It shouldn't matter what version because as far as I'm concerned, what's gonna really kill Rise? I'm sorry, what not Rise? What's gonna really kill Wilds? What's gonna kill Monster Hunter Wilds? Is if they don't drop crossplay. If that game does not, under any circumstances, have crossplay, I won't be shocked if you see less sales in this game. It's already bad enough you're gonna see less because they're being an asshole towards the PC community over a Street Fighter 6 mistake, but you're really gonna see less sales if crossplay is not enabled. Period. Whether I don't know if Wilds for sure is coming out on the Switch. You can confirm this to me if you wish, if y'all got to. But regardless of what console it's coming out on, it should have crossplay. We have had two Monster Hunters now where we couldn't get it. Thanks to Nintendo, who we're going to talk about, definitely talk about, and thanks to Sony. This is the game where they better hit on adding the shit that what the people are looking for, because if they don't, it won't shock me if this is probably the lowest selling Monster Hunter since Monster Hunter Tri. I understand. I was just looking forward to playing Rise on the Switch. You said Wilds is not coming to the Switch. Okay, thank you. Rise, yeah, Rise. I can get on for the Switch. Look, I can get on for the console versions. That's not a problem. I will get on for the console versions, and I will help people hunt if they need the help. But I'm saying, do not be shocked if I'm not on it like I used to be, especially like I used to be. I will only get on these games if I'm gonna help y'all out, if I'm gonna help y'all hunt. That's not a problem. The Switch versions is not a problem. Getting on World for the PS4, not a problem. Not a problem. I already bought them. I will help hunters out. I will do what I can. But if this game don't hit, if Wilds don't hit, if Wilds do not drop crossplay on release, no bullshit, no excuses, no nothing, especially since y'all got this DRM in place. Again, do not be shocked if it ends up being the lowest selling Monster Hunter since Monster Hunter Tri or Monster Hunter Dos or whatever. Whatever is the lowest selling Monster Hunter is going to be close to that point. And I'm right along with you. I'm right next to her. Because this shit here, until they revert it and we see otherwise, it's not exactly giving me too much confidence. On top of that, we don't even have a release date for the game. Still don't. After all that time. So yeah, not the end all be all on all the versions, but yeah, as far as PC is concerned, as far as PlayStation 5 is concerned with Monster Hunter, I'll probably be done. Any other future Monster Hunter titles that I know practically is gonna have this shit, this DRM installed on here, unless they have crossplay, which will probably be the only thing left that's gonna keep me having a shred of decency to even buy these games. If they don't have crossplay, you can count me out on future Monster Hunter installments. That's the only thing left that's gonna keep me from even saying, you know what, fuck it, I might even just give it a shot. And if I do play it, I'm gonna get it on a sale. I'm not gonna spend full price. I'm gonna get it on a sale. I'm gonna find that shit for like $30 or some shit, probably less somewhere on eBay, and be like, here, I'll take it for 30. Cause guess what? Right now for me, that's how I'm gonna look at Monster Hunter until I see otherwise. Until further notice. It's a $30 game. Much like the one other $30 game we're gonna end up talking about. But with that being said, Sega, like I said, we need to have this talk, Sega. Sega, what the hell are y'all doing? Now, apparently, I'm shocked I don't see it up here. Besides, all I see is crazy artwork. But if I don't see it up here, fuck it. I already know what the hell happened with them. I just want to see. I just want to see. What was it? The new game plus. If I had to put down like a dragon new game plus, I would do it. But still, I just put down Yakuza anyway. So here it is right here. Yakuza, 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 Yakuza. Like a dragon, like a dragon, like a dragon. Okay, so like a dragon is now gonna have it so you get the base game. You know, you just enjoying having the base game, but if you want New Game Plus, you have to get the deluxe edition of the game. And correct me if I'm wrong, but video games now, thanks to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they're $80, correct? So these motherfuckers want you to spend $100 more, possibly, with taxes included. That's why I said to say this. Just so you can go and get New Game Plus. Didn't they try this last time? Only for the people in America to be like, nah, I'm not with that shit. And it was so bad to the point where even game companies had to say, no, you better put this shit in the base game. And they had to do it. Now that's what I remember seeing from a tweet. I don't know how much credence that is. And I've seen a lot of people like and retweet that shit, but seeing that this is what we're looking at right now with the upcoming Yakuza game. I will say this again. I will say this one more time. Pirating is morally correct. Already bad enough I see some people pirating the Yakuza the Ubisoft games, rightfully so. I see people pirating EA games, rightfully so. And now it was not going to shock me if people end up pirating future Like a Dragon games if this is what the fuck we're heading towards and soon to be Monster Hunter games. It's not going to shock me. Look at the amount of anti-consumer bullshit that we're about to get hit with from two companies that we once really, really loved and had a lot of respect for. Don't even get me started on them because guess what? I got one more company I need to direct my anger at before this is all said and done. But I need y'all to keep in mind here how disappointed I am. Okay? I'm not even at Yakuza 6. I'm at 5. I'm at 5. And then once I get to 6, of course I gotta get to 7. And then once I get to 7, I gotta get to the recent one before this. I gotta get to the man who erased his name. And then after that, I don't even know if I'm gonna get this. Why should I? And if I do, I should pirate the shit. Unless I get it on a good sale. These are about to be games where I will get on a sale. And yes, I know you said I shouldn't be surprised, and there we go, plain and simple. I shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't be surprised because I remember saying this back with Destiny. Back when Bungie was on this same bullshit. And I said this long ago. I said, look, I have no loyalty to any company. Just like how I don't have loyalty to my consoles. That's why I laugh at people that sit up there and they go console war, talking about PlayStation, talking about Xbox, talking about Switch, and think that piece of fucking plastic is going to sit up there and reward you for being quote unquote loyal. When they don't reward you with shit, where they don't give a fuck about you, but the money you sit up there and you give them at the end of the day. That's why I don't give a fuck about Sony. Yes, I get a PlayStation. I get a PlayStation 5 and 4 out of it. And the only reason why I get a PlayStation 4 and 5 is because I have my PC here. If I didn't have my PC, I'd have probably gone with the Xbox route. Because my PC is practically an Xbox itself. Destiny 2 is another story for another day. Yeah, I already covered what happened with Destiny 2. Don't even get me started with them, where they sat up there just recently had all these layoffs, and then they hired 100,000, 10,000 more employees. Why didn't you just keep the ones you sat up there and you let go? But that's for another day. I already know Bungie's on their bullshit. That's why they're not worth talking about. And the only reason, and I still say this, the only reason why I would sit up there and give Destiny the time of day is because I wanted certain exotics from Destiny 2 that I once had in Destiny 1. Other than that, I'm done dedicating my time to Destiny. That's why I stopped doing the raids. As I'm still trying to get the Necrochasm, don't get me wrong. I still want to get the Necrochasm, and I probably will one day. But I am in no fucking rush to go after the Necrochasm and completely hang up my career on Destiny 2. But to see this bullshit coming from Yakuza, coming from coming from Yakuza, coming from Capcom, again about to say coming from Nintendo, again I'm going to talk about them in a minute. I have to talk about them in a minute. But to see bullshit like this, it makes me all the more grateful that I have a PC to where I can run whatever the fuck I want to run. Because I tell you this right now, I feel bad for people that wants to buy these games. And honestly, I'm one of these people because I want to buy these games. I want to play these on consoles. But you know what? I'll be happily willing to sit up there and be like, you know what? Y'all don't deserve my fucking money right now. Until y'all show me otherwise that you deserve it. This is disgusting. You gonna charge me $15 just for New Game Plus? Now, for me, I don't necessarily care about New Game Plus because for me, once I beat these Yakuza games, I'm on to the next one. For me personally, I don't care. But I understand for people that do care, that do love these games, that do want to play these games, that do want to have their fun, that do want to grind out as much as they want to grind out, that want to get every reward as possible. I get that, especially for them. So, yeah, to see the anti-consumerism route, it ain't it in 2024. This is not how we're going to start 2024, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. This is what we really need to start fighting. Is game companies getting way too bold for their own good and think doing shit like this is going to be a good way to get you money. People forget, I'm sorry, these companies forget at the end of the day, it's me giving you the option to give you this money. Just like how I got the option to not give you a cent of my money. And that's what really needs to be looked at. So, for Yakuza, I don't need to get this game right away. I'm going to take my sweet ass time on trying to get this game. If I even want it. If I even want it. And the same can be said for Monster Hunter Rise. If I even want it. Do I want it? I don't know. Not after what I'm seeing with all this. Do I really want it? Do I really want to get the game? As big of a fan as I am, do I really want to get the game? That's going to be the biggest question that's going to be asked throughout this game and throughout Monster Hunter Wilds. Do I really want to get the game? Do you deserve my money? That's a question that's not going to be answered by me. That's a question that's going to be answered by the companies. Winter. That's how I look at it. Because guess what? At the end of the day, I have enough games that I need to play, that I want to play. I cannot. I mean, like, I can afford to not play Monster Hunter. I can afford to stop at Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I can afford to stop at Pokemon. First off, I only got 2 Pokemon games. That don't mean shit to me. All the other Pokemon games, the better Pokemon games. I could fuck around and emulate that shit. Yes, I said it. I can emulate that shit. I could pull up DCmu right now and play Pokemon Platinum and have a damn good time. I could sit up there right now and play God of War, old God of War, PS2 God of War. Have a fun ass time. Hell, I got a PS3 I can do that with. Jailbroken. Yes, I said it. Out on stream. I don't care what the fuck happens after this podcast. But these gaming companies know. Don't think for a second we don't have alternatives to try to play, to play your games. Whether we could go ahead and play the games that you already made, or I could just find my workaround and play it from there, and still not give you a damn dime. Because this bullshit needs to stop. Especially coming from Sony, who's next that I need to get at. So, like, is Sony really out here? Like, Naughty Dog, come on now. The fuck you doing, bro? Naughty Dog ain't the same Naughty Dog I remember either. Which is really a shame. But this what we really doing? We really going through with this Last of Us Part 2 remastered. Why? Like, granted, we been knew about this, but like, come on, really? This what we doing to get as much money out of you as much as possible. I think someone put out a comparison with how it was from the first game up to the recent game. I mean, up to the remaster. And I'm like, come on, dog. This what we doing for how much money now? This is a cash grab. $10 upgrade? $10 upgrade. So you gonna charge me an extra $10? First off, I didn't even buy The Last of Us 2, and I'm happy I didn't because I didn't fucking like it. And I still will never buy it. But you mean to tell me people that bought it on the PS4, they have to sit up there and get a $10 upgrade? Nasty. Terrible, dog. Come on. That's just as bad as the fucking Like a Dragon New Game Plus bullshit. No, the least you could do is sit up there and let me download the shit for free if I already bought it initially for the PS4. I don't care. Oh, you could just, oh, come on, bro, it's $10. No, that's not the point. There are games that already do this. There are games that already do this to where if you want to upgrade it, you can upgrade it with no fucking problem, no question. And I'm gonna be honest with you, one other game is not any different, but because of the fact they had a sale, I let it slide. Ghost